Good morning, everyone. My name is Cortland Allen. I am a freshman majoring in Industrial Technology Management and Applied Engineering, and I am honored to serve as the Mistress of Ceremony for our 45th YMTF closing breakfast. Today, we will hear expressions from our consultants and students about their experiences in the classroom and the knowledge they gained from this week's classroom visits, high school visits, and workshops. The time and commitment that has been shown is a testament to your love for our great university. Even though this is the last day for the program, the information and wisdom that you have shared with us, the students, has provided us with the pieces that we need to build a pathway to success, and for that we are forever grateful. Our program will proceed at printed beginning with a meditation from Johnisha Rivers.
Let's give our freshmen a hand.
Good morning. My name is Johnisha Rivers. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm a junior here at the university, majoring in mass communications. And now I'll be reading to you The Mirror of Life. Life is but a mirror, looking back at us. Everything we do each day should lead us to impress. And even when we need to see life differently, we have that mirror to change our view gently. The eyes of everyone reflect back at us to show us what we lack. But most importantly, don't forget to look. Be your best, and life will look after the rest. Everything we do each day and what we see shows reflections of what is true. Do not let your mirror reflect those things you don't want to come true. Instead, set your goals. Strive to complete. It is good for your soul. Give life all you got. Never look in the mirror and stop. Thank you.
Good morning, alumni and friends of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. My name is Jasmine Alford, and I would like to welcome you to the 2018 closing breakfast of our Youth Motivation Task Force program. Students, it's important that you take this time now to reflect and evaluate this past week and think about the type of experiences you've had. I encourage you all to make observations and think about the connections that you made with the consultants sitting in this room. Then ask yourself what you could have done better and think about how you can improve to make your networking skills better. I know that we all gained something very positive and informative from this week. In closing, thank you all for making the commitment to be here and setting the example for us to follow. And again, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kelley Walker, and I am a junior here at the university majoring in biology. And now I would ask that everyone please bow your heads as we are about to bless the food. It's such a blessing to come together, learn, and connect with such a wonderful group of people. We thank you for yet another successful YMTF program, and we ask that it may continue to expand. Many thanks for the meal we are about to receive. May it bless and nourish our bodies, and we ask that you continue to keep our minds open to the possibilities ahead and let us hold you in our hearts forever. Amen. Amen. I know everyone is, I know everyone is eating good, but we're about to continue with the program. We'll have reflections and expressions from Ms. Johnson.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Shantiara Johnson. I'm a sophomore from Monticello, Arkansas, majoring in biology. This is my second year participating in the Youth Motivation Task Force program, and I want to thank the program directors, Mrs. Shirley Cherry, and most notably, my advisor, Mrs. Tracy Knowlton, for their dedication to the program and for continuing this great program. As a freshman, I was informed that internships and research opportunities were beneficial for undergrad students to gain experience in a career field before obtaining their degree. During the week of YMTF, program participants and liaisons were encouraged to network with any and every consultant. Although I was very shy at first, it became apparent to me that the consultants at my table truly cared about enriching my undergrad experience and wanted to encourage students to develop skills that would help them in their professional career. After YMTF, I had the opportunity to work in a research lab at the Arkansas Biosciences Institute. This academic school year, I've traveled to 3 different conferences in 3 different states in which I presented my research. YMTF helped prepare me to present my research as well as network with accomplished scientists and peers from around the country. I thank everyone who has had a hand in keeping this program around and everyone who sacrificed something, whether it be time, money, or anything else to come here and encourage a new generation of professionals. You are truly appreciated. The floor is now open to anyone that may want to say a few words on how YMTF has impacted them. Thank you.
Good morning. Just first off, I want to say once again, thank you for being here, students and consultants. Your time is precious, and everybody knows that. First, I just want to go ahead and say what I'm grateful for and what I'm reflecting on. Was yesterday at the high school visits. I really understood what my passion is. My side passion would be, I want to encourage high school students to go to college. Get them out of the high school system, make them be productive at the high school. I do a lot of high school talk when I go back home. I volunteer at my community center back at home, but I realized that I have a true passion to encourage high schoolers to go to college, get a trade, be productive. That's what I'm reflecting on. And it was all because of YMTF that I really came to know what my passion is. So thank you.
My name is Tashambi Lindsay. I'm a sophomore accounting major here at the university, and I would like to reflect on our experiences with the consultants. If it were not for them being here to show us and lead us into the right direction, we would not know, for the most part, how successful people are coming from UAPB. Because I was talking to friends on yesterday, and I'm telling them, like, excuse me, I'm telling them we have so much success at our fingertips, and we need to utilize it, because if we don't, it's just gonna go to waste, you know? And it motivates the students to know that there's someone else that were here on campus that's successful in the workforce. And if a lack of knowledge, if you don't have the knowledge, then you won't be able to see, you know? Okay, thank you.
My name is India Porter. I am a graduating senior here at the University, major in psychology from Detroit, Michigan. And I just wanted to reflect on the whole YMTF program in general, and just also to thank Ms. Cherry and Ms. Knowlton for continuing to put on this program. This is my 4th year doing the program. I've been doing YMTF since my freshman year. Just to reflect, graduating out of high school and coming to UAPB, I was shy. Public speaking in front of people, I would be stuttering right now. You know, nervous, my knees probably shaking. But from programs like this, I also do campus tours with the Office of Recruitment. But I decided to put myself in those situations so I can get better at them. And so from doing programs like YMTF and the campus tours and the other leadership positions that I have been in, they helped me to speak in front of people. They helped me to learn to articulate my words and how to speak clearly, how to get my point across, you know, how to be direct and say what I need to say instead of being around the bush. And how to talk to business professionals, how to present myself in front of business professionals, how to get to where I want to be in life. And programs like this, and just the fact that I started as a freshman, and just when I think back to how I was 4 years ago and where I am today, you know, I'm just blown away. And I just want to thank everybody for contributing their time. Thank you guys for coming here, because without you, this would not be possible. So just thank you, and I love you all, and I definitely will be back when I'm in your shoes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amira Allison. I am a senior majoring in accounting. I'm sorry? Okay. And I just want to, say a couple things, and I'm going to get off the floor. My first one is I would like to thank Ms. Cherry, Ms. Knowlton, Mr. Fuller, anyone else that helped put this program together, because it really was an amazing experience. This is my second time doing this program, and I gotta say, this time was better than last time, and I feel like it just keeps improving each time. The fact that we have all these consultants here, and many of them may not be from your major or field, but if you sit down and have a conversation with them, they're like, oh, I can connect you with somebody. Oh, I know this person, I know this person. Where do you see that happening anywhere? Like usually when you go to someone, if they can help you, they say yes. If they can't help you, they say no. But the fact that they take additional time just to make sure you know your major can stretch and expand beyond just the basics of just regular jobs you think is related. So I'd just like to thank everyone for being here, the consultants, the students. Everybody has been so kind and welcoming, and the energy has been so great. My notebook is literally full of ideas and things like that, like just a peace of mind coming here from school. You get a break from schoolwork, but you're also doing something. No, I'm not saying you get a break. But I'm saying, like, you get a break from schoolwork for a second, and then you come and you think, like, okay, without the extra stress of going to class, what do I really want to do in my future? So, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bradford House. I'm a freshman computer science major. I've learned many things over YMTF. Some quotes I would like to mention before I start is the quote I heard from, can't remember your name exactly, but from Mercedes-Benz. Sorry, I'm really bad with names, but Miss Sweat. Okay, thanks. Miss Sweat, I love what you said about the YMTF, about I appreciate your presentation. I appreciate the inspiration from don't download, upload, and all the things you've told me about mobile development has got me very interested in that. Some other quotes I want to say, I've heard several people say my favorite mentor, which would be Eric Thomas, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, only then you will be successful. I've taken that to heart ever since I've been in high school, and I first saw that. And I just really love that quote because that's inspired me to do all I've done my freshman year. And YMTF has definitely opened a lot of doors for me, and I'm definitely going to continue to go through doors as we continue to expand this program.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I would tell you it's been a nice 3-day. All the opportunity to meet the students, the team leads that led the groups, the student liaisons. Y'all were awesome. But I would tell you this, for this being my first time doing the YMTF, I will be back. But one thing I want to leave you with, actually two. Make sure you get a mentor. And number two, when you reach out to these mentors, make sure you communicate effectively. Because when you communicate, they always remember that. Thank you.
How y'all doing this morning? I'm Daniel Ledbetter from Little Rock, Arkansas. I am a sophomore accounting major here at the university. And I just like to talk about connections. So I'm a firm believer of it's not what you know, but who you know. And with that being said, I've made some great connections, and I'll just talk about two today. Well, I met my cousin here. Like, he's one of the consultants. Marquise Garner back there. I mean, yeah, he's my cousin. I didn't know it, but being here this year, it connected us two. And then, well, I got a call yesterday about an interview with Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, and I was telling my consultant about that, and she has a cousin that actually works in the audit department, and that's the department that I'm interviewing in. So she gave me his number, so I'm going to call him after the sessions today and, you know, just talk with him, introduce myself and things like that. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, connections go a long way. And I'm honored to have had the opportunity to connect with each and every one of you all this year. And I look forward to working with this program in the years to come. Thank you.
I'm Sarah Wright. I am a major in finance. I'm a sophomore and I'm from Stratford, Connecticut. there's so many things to thank the consultants for taking time out of their days, for career services, for caring enough to put this on for 45 years, which is amazing. And And everyone has said thank you for everyone being here, and I'm so gracious for that. But one of the biggest things I'm gracious for is the fact that you came here and were real people to us. Because it's so scary talking to people that are higher above us, that are in their careers. I mean, my group, Team 8, best group here, obviously. I felt like the consultants were my friends, and it was just so amazing. And I was talking and connecting with Mr. Holloway. I've interviewed at Simmons, and I was talking about sending my resume to him. Miss Sweat over here. It's so amazing, because I'm the type of person where I get such bad anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I don't have an internship as a sophomore, I'm gonna be homeless. Like, that's what's gonna happen. If I don't have a 4.0, no one's gonna want me. If I don't have this experience, no one's gonna want me. But you guys were so amazing and talked to us and showed us that you don't need to be an insane stress ball all the time, Sarah. You can calm down. There's so many people here that you can talk to and just network. So that was so amazing. Thank you so much.
My name's Elizabeth Galloway. My name's Elizabeth Galloway. I'm a business management major here at the university and also a junior. This has been a great experience for me. This is my first year doing YMTF, and although I am a junior, I should have done it earlier. Freshman year, when everyone came, I was like, oh, people here, I don't have to do no work today. All right, they're gonna just talk to us. I didn't really take the time to listen and think about what everyone was saying. Last year, however, I really made a connection with the consultants that actually came to my class. And I was like, okay, this is very interesting to me. So this year I actually went through, thanks to Jaleesa Morgan. She's like, come to the meeting, we gonna go and you gonna sign up. And I was like, pause, what? I'm gonna do what? Okay. So I actually went and listened to what they had to say, and well, Miss Cherry and Career Services. And I actually felt it, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I got to get up early. I don't want to do that, but I'm going to come up here and do it. And I am eternally grateful that all of you came. Okay, I'm nervous. I'm sorry. And so, yeah, this was a major experience for me, and I made connections with so many different people in so many different areas. Learning that you don't have to automatically know what you're going to do when you first come into college. Everyone's usually like, you have to know for your future, or you're not going to make it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm probably gonna be homeless, like she said. Okay, this ain't good. That's not what it is. All right. So learning that you don't always have to stick to your major after you graduate. There are other things that you might do. There are other things that you would have never thought. You like, wow, I didn't go to school for this, but this is what I'm into and this is what I like. And being able to network with your peers as well as the people here is something very major. You don't have to have friends that you just, oh, hey, I know you, I know your name. Do you know their major? Do you know what they want to do? Because I had the actual honor in connecting one of my friends to someone here. I didn't even know her major until yesterday, until we spoke in their class. And being able to connect them to not only wanting my success, but wanting others around me to succeed as well is something that I really want. Because as they will tell you in the back, my team 5, because we lie, they will tell you, this is the last time, these years are the last times you're going to see anybody that looks exactly like you. Higher up, they're not us. But whatever we do, as Mr. Andre says to everyone, we kill it. You give us a ball, we kill it. You give us anything, we're going to kill it because we got that magic. We got that power. So we're going to continue to kill it, and we're going to make others succeed as well. Thank you.
I'm Calvin Trice, and this is my 5th year of YMTF. At my church, we have a feeding ministry, and I've been doing it for about 15 years. And what I always tell the other deacons and members that are part of this ministry is that we deliver food every month, and I get more out of it than they do. Just the satisfaction of knowing that we're carrying out what the Lord says we should do. We should serve the least of these. I look at it the same way as a part of this university. I have 14 sisters and brothers. 12 attended, 11 graduated. We had about 20-some nieces and nephews, and my daughter graduated from here also. And so this is a calling. This is a passion for me. And so the challenge to the consultants now is I think we can double the number of consultants. That should be our goal. There are a lot of students that we're not touching with this program. Ms. Sweat and Ms. Bowers talked about investment in this program. So much needed. So, 2 goals for the consultants. Increase the number of consultants, increase the investment. That should be our challenge, because there's a lot of Calvin Trices out there. There's a lot of Ricky Peters out there. There's a lot of Lafayette Woods out there. There's a lot of folks out there that's not being touched currently. And what a waste if we lose one. Our goal is to save one. But in the back of my mind, I'm always saying, let's do even more than that. Thank you all for your time.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Jessica Harston. I'm from Cotton Plant, Arkansas. I'm a junior here at the university, majoring in agronomy. Agronomy is the study of plant and soil science. I was telling Mr. Smith and Ms. Kennedy this morning, like the things, like my reflection from the last couple of days, and you know, first of all, I want to say thank you to all the consultants that sacrificed their time and money to be here. Time is money, and you guys have important lives, and we just thank you for taking a pause to just really be here to speak to us and to all our fellow students. I guess my biggest thing that I took back was, as I was studying for a test I have in soils tomorrow, one of the biggest things on the test is like the law of the minimum, which is like your crop success is proportional to your most limiting agent. So you have fertile soil, good seeds, but you don't water or have any irrigation, your crops are gonna reflect that. So it's kind of just like my success yield from all the things that I've learned from my consultants on Team 6 and all the people all the consultants that I've talked to this week. My success yield is going to be proportional to my most limiting agent, whether it's my shyness or the fact that I don't submit my resume to this job application because I feel like my confidence isn't there. Like, my success yield is going to reflect my most limited agent. So I just wanted everybody that talked to me and let me ask you questions. I really appreciate that, because that was really impactful in my life. So thank you.
I won't let this opportunity go by without publicly expressing my gratitude to Career Services for allowing me to come here to be a part of this. This is an opportunity as consultants. I think we all know it's an opportunity. For me as a consultant, it's like a second win. You get away from work for a second, like she said, I don't have to go to class, but I don't have to go to work, but I get a second win because it helps me take in really what's going on here and what's around. Being from Pine Bluff, I love Pine Bluff, I love UAPB, and it gives me a chance to see what's going on with the students, how I can connect with the students. That's been my biggest thing. Y'all know I'm full of energy. And so not only is it a learning experience for the students, it's a learning experience for me. I get to connect with brothers. I get to connect with Dr. Ruth, Ms. Bowers, Ms. Cherry, when she's not losing, So I think this is a great opportunity. Students, I appreciate you coming up and asking those questions you're asking. My challenge is today is to not stop asking those questions. Keep asking, keep reaching out beyond these walls. Whenever you see someone come back from a university, ask. As they said, closed mouths do not get fed. So I appreciate the opportunity, Ms. Cherry, Career Services. I think y'all done an outstanding job. This is my 3rd year, and I've watched that program just take off and grow. And so y'all are doing a wonderful job. And so I look forward to next year.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Johnisha Holiday. As he said, I'm a political science major, senior at the university. I just wanted to come and say thank you once again to all of the consultants. This is my second year in YMTF, and I am just so grateful and just so happy about this experience. And I just looked at my phone and I said, you know, today is the last day of the month, the last day of Black History Month. And I just look around the room and I just see all this Black excellence. And it's just such a great way to end Black History Month. So I just wanted to make sure that I came up here and said thank you to the consultants, to Career Services, to all of you for getting up on time and looking nice and making this event successful. And that's all I have to say.
I'm Ladora Stripling, the consultant. It's actually a major milestone for me. This is 10 years ago. I was actually here at YMTF for the first time. And Mr. Pierre was my first consultant. That's also the first time I got my first internship out in Vegas at the Bureau of Land Management. So I was sitting there and I'm just like, man, that's crazy. I'm a consultant now. And just to think, you know, 10 years ago, I was sitting in your seat. That's amazing. That's just amazing in itself. And then I also thought about just where I was then and where I am today. I've came a long way. I went to the high schools, and I love that I'm on the team to go back to the high schools and to see the students and how much they need us. It's critical that we get involved. It's critical that we are involved in the students here on campus, because in their lives, because you don't know, we're changing lives. You have people that are constantly, you know, they come up to you after the classes. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sowing into our life. Because I always say, if you don't sow, you don't grow, right? So pay it forward. And speaking of paying it forward, I think about charges, right? So I was looking over there at my calendar and I was like, all right, if I start giving next month $100 a month, right? And I start giving to YMTF, I believe in giving, right? Because I feel like part of it, you can give your time, but giving money is like amazing, right? You don't have to come to my birthday party, but if you send me some money, we good. But you know, I always say, if we can start giving whatever you can give, whether it be $25, $50, $100, it doesn't matter. You give that, and my company matches. So I'm like, okay, let me look at the schedule. If I start giving this month, and in December I submit for a match, by that time that's $1,000, and guess what? G's gonna match $1,000, and then they'll see their name on this platform, and then maybe GE will start to consider coming back to the UAPB because they'll see, one, they're a sponsor, unknowingly, right? But then I'm also a sponsor, and it'll help us get on the map at some of these major companies. I was just talking to Miss Sweat, and I was telling her, I said, hey, you know, I've been recruiting with my company. I have the opportunity, and there's a student that just emailed me. Funny thing, I recruited him, and he called me yesterday saying, Ladora, you know, can you interview on my behalf for our company? And I'm thinking, when did I interview this kid? Like, you know, so that's amazing to me to be able to see he's at, you know, at GE prospering. He's been there for what, 4 years, and to me that's just amazing. So that's where I say, if you're not sowing, you're not growing. And I just think that it's a lot of these companies, whether they be small or large companies, there's a great opportunity, because when I look at these students on campus and I look at the consultants, there's nothing but greatness in this room. And I'm inspired, and I'm just growing my network, and this is like a re-energizer for me. It's like a re-energizer. So taking those, you know, the journey to get here and sitting here and just being able to see all the, you know, the people that I've met before, and even the students, to see their growth and their ability to come up here and speak in front of all of you beautiful folks, right? That's amazing in itself. So thank you all. I thank the student liaisons. It takes a lot to get out of bed and be here by 6:45. It really does. I was thinking, I don't make my meetings before 9. I'm a night person, so I'm like, look, I can talk to China at 8, like I'm not about to get up. But you know, I'm really proud of you all for being here, getting here on time. The consultants, thank you all for being able to taking the time to come back and invest in the students, because you don't know, you're probably sitting next to the person that's going to be you in 10 years. So thank you all for investing. Thank you to the team at Career Services. Man, I am the biggest champion for Career Services, you know, and Ms. Knowlton is not going to let me go by, like, you came in Palm Up and then come see me, you know. So I appreciate Ms. Knowlton and Ms. Cherry. Ms. Cherry been here since at least 10 years. At least 10 years. But anyway, we're not gonna go there, right, Ms. Sherry? But I really appreciate each and every one of you all for taking the time and just keep doing what you're doing. You know, make sure that you continue to level up. Like, that's my favorite thing. We winning in 2018, so hey, get ready.
My name is Dawn Henderson, once again majoring in pre-nursing and from Dallas, Texas, sophomore here at the university. To speak on my experience this year with YMTF, this is my first year doing this. I remember you guys coming to the classrooms last year to talk to us. I wasn't really sure what it was for. I just knew I've seen a lot of people in professional suits talking about their companies and who they were. But I decided to get involved this year. I had to constantly remind Ms. Cherry, I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to please secure me a spot. And so I'm glad that I took the initiative to actually be a part of this program this year. And just by talking to you all, the consultants and the liaisons, I've learned a lot of valuable information, not only for the workforce or for my profession, but just valuable life skills that I can take from now and then on continuing. And another thing, Mr. Pierre has been giving us, I guess, comprehensive tests every morning we come in here. What did I say in class? What do you guys remember? What's the most important thing you can be doing? And I really appreciate him for doing that because repetition is really key. And he instilled in us also a quote by Frederick Douglass. It says, "Whatever you consistently allow to occupy your thought is magnified in your life." Oh. And so him consistently reminding us and giving us advice is occupying our thoughts and is going to magnify our lives. So I really appreciate everything that you are teaching us and telling us because I am taking that into mind. Another thing, I haven't talked to every consultant here, but I do thank you all for being here, and hopefully I can get to you guys before the day is over. But I had a talk with Ms. Spears and Ms. Billy Hill, Tamara Spears, and one thing that motivated me, or two things that motivated me that I got from those ladies were Ms. Hill said, "Don't mistake my assertiveness for aggression." And that reminded me to be myself, regardless of the stereotype against African American women, as being aggressive, having attitude. I think that right there stuck out to me because I'm not afraid to use my voice, in my opinion, just like everyone else, and speak for myself. And so that really stuck out with me. Thank you, Ms. Hill. For Ms. Spears, she also reminded me, you have to work 3 times as hard to be recognized in this world. And that just settles in my mind as I think that don't settle for less. Although you might have that job, keep pushing, because at the end of the day, you're still not seen as equal as the majorities in the room. You're still that minority. So to keep pushing and working 3 times as hard, although it has a con to it, the pro to it is that you have confidence in yourself and that you're still pushing to become a better person at the end of the day. And so I really take that from Ms. Spears. And another thing, students, that I think we should also be doing is what Ms. Stribling was emphasizing on paying it forward. We should pay it forward. If you have young siblings at home, I know I have 2 younger brothers who are darker than me, have a darker complexion, and colorism is real in this world. And every time I look at them and I see where we live and the opportunities that we have, I always remind them that you are different. I understand that community is diverse. At the end of the day, you are different and you have to stand out. And you have to think differently than everyone else for yourself. And so paying it forward to my little brothers, reminding them that what's going to happen in the world when you get older, just the differences. I think they really need to see the difference of who they are versus everyone else and what they're still capable of doing. So that's a big thing, paying it forward. Make sure they get involved in the community. Make sure they stay focused. And that's a really big thing of mine. I really want to thank you guys for being out here. I hope to return next year, and thank you so much for your time.
My name is Andre Colton. I'm with MedTech Medcare, cover Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. This is my second year doing MTM's YMTF. I don't know if I'm up here because I'm scared to share, or I just want to just give you some positive feedback. But this has been a great experience for me. I told one of my friends yesterday, I said, I know you didn't graduate from Pine Bluff, but get ready, you're coming down here next year to speak with the kids. This is a great experience for us to be able to go around, share what we're currently doing within our careers and giving back to the students here at UAPB. To Mr. Trice's point, to all the consultants, we definitely need to recruit just one other person, because as you see, when we leave out these classrooms, kids are pulling us to the side, and they want to learn more about who we are, what we do, and also the Youth Motivation Task Force. So with that, Mr. Trice, I charge everyone to grab another business professional, students grab another student, and let's just grow this thing even bigger and better. Like I told all the kids in the class that we went to, and to all the students here now, this is a process that you have to go through. College is just going to give you the calling card to the real world. And by us, the consultants coming back, basically what we're doing, we're just taking a break from our everyday life, coming back to tell you, hey, this is what's going on out here in the real world. And it's waiting on you to come out here and get it. They are looking for us, the company that I work for. You do business in all 50 states. I'm the only African-American male or African-American that works for the company. One of the business partners pulled me to the side. He said, hey, where can I find you at? He said, you know how to close inside the hospital, and you know how to close outside the hospital. Where can I find you at? I said, are you looking for me? Oh, you can find me on the yard. And as we go around to talk to all these students, that's what I'm seeing. I see kids that are driven. They want to be successful. And I continue to tell them that they have to go through the process. You have to trust the process. It's not going to be easy, but you have to trust the process. The reason why I started coming back, or I wanted to do YMTF, is because when I was a student here, a friend of mine that had graduated about 2 years prior came back and talked to the class. He was doing pharmaceutical sales. I had no idea that people sold drugs as a profession. And that's what I wanted. so if I can sell drugs, sell medical equipment or supplies as a profession and get paid for it, that's a different type of hustle. I like that. And I'm telling the students here, listen, whatever you can possibly think of that you want to do in life, you can make a lot of money doing it. So, again, I charge everybody, students and consultants, let's just grab one additional person. If they graduate from here, great. If they did not graduate from here, great. Let's just bring more, because I want us to one day be able to move this thing to the convention center or into the hyper and just grow this thing, because there's a lot of Black excellence in here. And we can grow this thing to the next level. Only thing it's going to do is just take one person at a time. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. First off, I would just like to give honor to God for life, health, and strength for being here today. I am Debricia Everett. I'm a sophomore here at the university, majoring in mass communications with an emphasis in broadcast journalism, and I'm from Dallas, Texas. This is my first year. I seen it last year, and I knew instantly I should have got in it. And I know Miss Riley, she always get on me like, why you ain't in it? And I always go in career services and bug them. But it's my first year. I enjoyed it. It was very it was just heartwarming. My heart just warms to be here, to be around wonderful people. And I have two things that I want to say, well, three. Yesterday, as I spoke, the three things that Mr. Peer told us about looking for a mentor, which is to look for someone who has more wisdom, more experience, and someone who has good influence. That will stick with me because that's something that my parents always tell me, when you're looking for someone to be your mentor, look for someone better than you. because in better position than you, they can tell you things that they've already did or something that they've done that they wouldn't want you to do, so don't run into barriers that they did. And another thing he said was, you listen to learn, not to respond. That takes me back to my dad also telling me, be slow to speak and swift to hear, because you know more and you learn more. And so, yeah, I'm just thankful to all the consultants, because y'all are not obligated to do things that y'all came to do. Y'all talk to us, y'all love us, y'all give us so many powerful words. And to Mr. William, thank you for your networking. My major and doesn't even have anything to do with you, but you still took upon your time to still okay, I'm a perfect person for you. So that really, I'm excited about that. Thank you. And yeah, to all the consultants, thank you guys. And I'm gonna be doing this until my senior year, so yeah.
My name is Johnisha Brown. Like I've said a few times, I am from Chicago, and being from the south side of Chicago, I don't see this. This is like this many African American people dressed up, ready for business. Y'all have on what we call interview clothes, okay? Those are the clothes that only get pulled out when you got a job interview, and it's probably not from nowhere that's gonna make you that much money. So I'm glad to see everybody in their nice interview clothes right now. It's really inspirational. Like, when I didn't see any of this my freshman year, so I did not know about YMTF. But last year, I came in and I was going through something like mentally that was like holding me back from like succeeding in class. And so I was asking the consultants that came to my class, like, what do you do to get over the barriers? Like, when you can't think how you want to think, when your mind is like jammed. And they were telling me, like, you have to find like peace in you. You have to find something in you that'll drive you past what's holding you back mentally. And after that, I was like, that's dope. I really need to find out about this. And then Mr. Fuller, I went to him because I received a conditional acceptance letter for an internship this summer in Virginia. And he was like, you know what? I'm about to sign you up for YMTF. You're doing it. Boom. I was like, okay, great. So today I came in with a cardigan on. And Mr. Fuller whispered in my ear, like, what are you doing? Like, that's not what you're supposed to wear. And that's the type of thing that we need, because when we fall below the line and we are not doing what we're supposed to do, we need those people that's going to be in our ear, like, look, you know that's not what you're supposed to do. You know you're better than that. You know you can do better than that. And that's what I've been getting in YMTF and from y'all. And I collected a lot of cards, and some of y'all did get text messages that say Johnisha Brown from YMTF, and I will continue to text you. And email you. If you didn't, I think I text somebody landline. It said that you got a voicemail from me. You do have a voicemail from me. It's coming soon. When you get to your office, it's gonna tell you who I am. But again, I just want to thank all of y'all for coming out. And if we can, like, just make sure that y'all continue to talk to these consultants. They're wise. They have a lot of knowledge. Like yesterday, whoever put that word dumb on the board, yeah, that's not fair. They're wise and they have the experience that we don't have, that we lack. So thank you again, everybody.
Hello, everybody. My name is Shaniqua Beal. I'm a sophomore majoring in mass communication with an emphasis on journalism. And I'm also from Chicago, so what Jalissa said that really touched me, yeah, you know. I didn't know what YMTF was. As I said, I kept getting a call from career services and I kept missing it because I have a bad habit of leaving my phone on Do Not Disturb. So I'm looking, who is this? So I want to thank the persistency from everybody from career services. And I knew I had to set up an appointment with Mr. Fuller right before the day. So I was like, I may as well just go ahead and go to this meeting. Because if I go to Mr. Fuller's office and I say I was ignoring them calls, he's going to be on me. So I'm very thankful for you all coming because I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, I gotta buy suits. My mama not gonna buy these suits. I gotta spend my own money. I gotta take off for work. Oh my goodness, but I don't regret it. I really don't. Growing up, I'm probably one of the only people in college out of my family right now, but it's not more than 10 of us that graduated. So I don't have the family members to tell me, you need to network like this. You need to get out like this. So this was a very good learning experience for me. And to Ms. Milton, I feel your energy about becoming probably a second mother to me, and I just want you to know I'm ready for the ride. Thank you all so much, and as I said, I'm a sophomore, but I plan to be doing this until my senior year as well, and the ultimate goal of coming back to be a consultant. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Shadell Bodie. I'm a junior here, majoring in IT from Chicago, Illinois. And I just want to take the time to thank the consultants all for coming out here. And I specifically want to thank the men, because coming from a single mom home, predominantly women, I don't see a lot of this successful black men. I usually just see what's predominantly portrayed on the media, like rappers, athletes, and whatnot. And I know that's not me. So I really want to thank all the men here for coming out, giving me this reflection of what I'm trying to be, and to just show my thanks. And I also want to thank, I forgot who it was, and I apologize, of how life on today is like, you go through, on average, 6 careers, because going into college, you think that once you make that major, you're stuck there. But after experiencing YMTF, I know that no matter where you go, there are no ends, only new beginnings.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Avery Jackson. I am a sophomore economics major here at the university from Dallas, Texas. And the number one thing that I think that I took back and learned from YMTF was it's okay to be confident, but also be humbly confident. And I think that a lot of people, especially about me, a lot of people get the impression that I'm very cocky and I'm full of myself and but I do try to pull it back and be humble. And I think that I'm not doing it as well as I think I am. So I'm glad that y'all have came and told me that. And I also am very grateful for all the connections that I made. Because freshman year, I talked to my consultant, that was it. But this year, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I was at everybody. I was talking to everybody. I like you, can I get your business card? I'm gonna text you with my name and you send me your email and I'm gonna send you my resume. I've been networking and I think that's something that I have improved on. Because I'm not a shy person. You talk to me, you know I'm not shy, but I get nervous and I get anxious, like Sarah said, and you know, I have to get out of that. I'm glad for everybody pushing me out of that and encouraging me. So that's what I took back. And thank you to Career Services, all the consultants, my new mentor, Mr. Holloway, and I'll be back on both sides. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Miles Dortch. I'm a junior accounting major here at the university. I just want to say that YMTF has changed everyone's life here. I believe I can speak for everyone. It's changed everyone's life, not only in this room, but on that campus. I believe that this program will continue to grow and expand. Like somebody previously said, I feel like this room should be filled. We should have this wall knocked down and have more consultants, more students. And I feel Ms. Sweat said, upload instead of download. Stop being digital cotton pickers. And I feel like black people are the #1 consumers, and we consume, then we produce. And I feel like everyone in this room has an opportunity to produce in this world. And from this room alone, I feel like we can change this world, from students to consultants. And my consultant, Mr. O.C. Hunter, he said to all the students in every classroom, he said, give me a window and I'll turn it into a door, and turn that door into and leave it open for those behind me to come through as an opportunity into this world, and continue to leave that door open for those next generations to come so they can experience what I've gone through. And he's also talked to them about budgeting. He shared with them about his experiences with the credit card that he bought. I don't know if he wants me to tell y'all this, but he talked about the credit card that he bought and how his credit was a little down, but he kept fighting and fighting as he went through college, and talked about how to budget and invest in yourself. And I believe, I live by a quote, invest in yourself and not in others. This world is an unforgiving world. You gotta focus on yourself, then focus on others. Because without yourself, where would you be? Without God, where would you be? And I just want to say thank you, and thank you for taking the time out of your day. I feel like black people don't encourage each other enough. And from this room alone, that's what we're doing. And I feel like we need to continue this trend and keep blazing paths for those behind us and generations to come. So I thank you.
Good morning. Ryan Williams, Jr., from Memphis, Tennessee, graduating senior in business administration management. First, I want to thank Career Services and all the consultants for taking the time out with us as young students and young students matriculating through University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. YMTF has been great. It's been a great experience just networking with you all. I haven't spoke to everyone. I grabbed a lot of business cards, but I just want to talk about us, or me personally. Me personally, when I see black excellence and I see so many black men, black women, we're all doing great, it just motivates me to be great, because me aspiring to actually want to get my MBA and I'm grabbing business cards and it says MBA after you guys' names, I want that. So just me grabbing business cards and seeing that, it just makes me want to go harder to have an MBA. A lot of you guys just took some of our conversations personally and got to know us a lot better. Mr. Holloway here, he actually agreed to be my mentor. I didn't have to ask him, but he didn't have to do that. So just him seeing, just seeing me and talking to me and understanding I'm motivated, he asked to help me go to the next level. He asked me to be my mentor. I thought it was the other way around, but it's not. So. But he didn't have to do that, and I'm sure some more of you students have gained mentors throughout this program. And me, I want to come back to YMTF with whatever company I will be representing in the future. And for me to do the exact same thing to a younger student who's 20 years younger than me, right now probably hasn't been born. But me to be their mentor because it happened to me, and that's me paying it forward. So that's all I want to say. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Just thank you guys for taking the time and getting to learn us all and just helping us. And of course, we'll all keep in contact with you, emails, text messages, phone calls, visits, everything. Just thank you for the opportunity to network. And when I come back, I think y'all set it up on purpose. We ain't had no cues up in here, but we're gonna need some next year. A lot more.
Hello, my name is Jaleesa Morgan. I'm a junior here at the university, majoring in accounting. This is my second year as a liaison, and I just want to thank all the consultants who took the time out of their busy schedule to come and talk to us. I'm thankful for the advice my consultant, Mr. John Ekanau, who isn't here, but he left something with me, and he said, don't beat yourself up over mistakes, learn from them and get over it. Just like Sarah said, getting that C or D or even a B, I'm gonna be homeless. So just learning from your mistakes and going forward with it. I'm thankful for Mr. Mitchell, who gave me a book to read about procrastination. It's called Eat the Frog. I'm thankful for Mr. Holloway, which I'll be emailing him more. And he was giving me books to read. One was called Speed of Trust. And if there's any other books that help you all get through, I would love to read them. And I just thank you all. This was just amazing. All you beautiful people in here. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Claudia White. I'm a junior computer science major on campus. And I just want to say thank you for everything, like consultants, students, because last year a few of my consultants, I didn't get to sit with them this time around, like Mr. Lafayette, Mr. Myers, and I did get to sit back with Mr. Pierce, but my consultant last year, Mr. Blakely, was not here. And last year I was a little shy. I'm glad that I kind of broke out my shell a little bit more. I'm glad Miss Kennedy was my team leader because I truly love your spirit. Like, you are so over the top. It's amazing. Like, I really appreciate that because it kind of helped me a little bit more just open up and break out of my shell. And I really appreciate the opportunity from Miss Knowlton because she was going to beat me if I didn't come up here too, probably. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's motherly, so it's love. You always ask about me, where I'm at, what I'm doing. I love that. You don't always get that on other campuses, and I understand that. So I appreciate the time that you put into me to give back to my fellow students. And that's all I have to say.
As some of you may know, my name is Hoda Walters, and I'm a biochemistry major. I'm also a sophomore. That means this is my second year in college, and you're some of the most amazing people I've met in my lifetime. Trust me. Last year, when I see you guys were walking and participate, and I see liaisons and the consultant, I was like, I want to participate too. I want to be in some suits too. You guys look nice, and I'm all about participating. I never expected any of this, and so I joined career service and I signed up. I was like, sign me up for everything. I want to see everything you guys doing, and trust me, this has been a wonderful experience. I've spoke to so many people in the networking session. Trust me, amazing personalities. I was thinking, were these people born like this? Like you guys seem like you're like this forever, and it's like I learned so much. I'm all about growth and development of myself, but it's like it took me. I was talking to one of the consultants, and I was telling him that it took me like 5 years to learn like 3 of the 15 points he was giving me in under a minute. I was like, wow. And I thought about it when I went home. I was like, how is that possible? I spent like 5 years trying to develop my skill, and he just comes in and blows my mind with all these points. I'm like, wow. Then I'm thinking each of these persons have years of experience they shared with us. Years of experience. And we're so privileged to, be getting this from everyone. Trust me, you guys are some amazing people. This is one of the best events I've been to since I've been here, and I look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is O.C. Hunter. I'm a consultant. My chair kept looking at me, so I said, I better head go and get up. This is my first year being a consultant. Liaisons, I was where you were, like Dora said. Me and Joseph, we came into school together. We graduated together. I can remember Miss Kennedy, Mr. Excel Lafayette, Miss Bowles, Dr. Ruth. Well, me and Dr. Ruth, we go back a little further because my mom, my aunt and uncle helped her come here to the university. So my aunt said, well, when you see Dr. Ruth, you tell her that you always stick with family. So I always consider UAPB as a family. So when I got to Department of Human Services, we have a recruitment area. And I told the recruiter, I said, hey, I'm gonna go back home and I'm going to recruit. And he was like, okay, well, just let me know. So I got an email from him. He said, hey, next year I'm gonna come with you to YMTF. He said, because it's like it's a good program. I say it's an awesome program that career service do. So, one thing I can tell you, liaisons, I came from the second poorest county in Arkansas, Chico County. So don't never let nobody tell you where you come from is not good, because me and my friend, Dr. Randall Walker, we came from, like I said, the second poorest county in Arkansas, and we still striving. I'm not done. I always want to keep myself uncomfortable where I'm at so I can keep moving forward. All right. So you always have to remember that. Keep yourself uncomfortable in order to move forward. Because, like I said, I'm not even 30 years old. And I'm back, and when I told the kids that, they was looking at me like, wow, you graduated from UAPB? I said, I was in the band. I did it in 4 years. I had to sacrifice some things. I had to just get down. I had to grind and get out there. And Miss Cherry was like the second mom. When I would get upset, I would go to her office. She said, I don't know what you're coming here for. You ain't get no sympathy from me. I mean, I had to do it. You're going to have to do it too. So it's just you guys are giving me a refresher to go back into my office, because I deal with the juveniles in Arkansas. I can share this story. One of the juveniles I had to talk to about a month ago, he got killed. And that did something to me. I'm like, I talked to this young man twice. And the young man that I saw on TV wasn't the young man I talked to. So I was like, I felt like I failed him. But then with my supervisor, he said, no, he said, sometimes as you know, you make your own decisions. But as long as, you know, he said, you just pour it into them. And maybe, you know, I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna start going back to my university and pouring into these young people and the juveniles. Because, you know, as a young, like the young man said, they need to see more black males out here doing the thing. And I'm just pushing forward, because I remember when I was the liaison, Mr. Lafayette, man, it was good to see. I'm like, wow, I'm seeing this tall man. I'm like, wow, you know, he just pouring into me, just kept pouring into me. And I still use those things, because one thing they taught me, and I use it now, is to be early is on time, to be on time is late, and late is unacceptable. All right, all right. So you always have to use those things. So that's it. Here you go, Michelle.
Joe Coxshell, consultant. I just want to touch base with the students directly. So I don't know if they still do this, but I remember coming in as a freshman, they would say, you'll go to freshman orientation, and they'll say, look to your left, look to your right. You know, it's likely one of these individuals won't be here. So for the students that are in this room, you know, look to your left, look to your right. These are the students that are like-minded, who are going to do positive things in their life. Get connected with these students. If you don't know each other right now, if you don't know each other right now, you need to make sure that y'all exchange numbers, that y'all see what organizations y'all are in, because I promise y'all will cross paths. You know, when we talk about, you know, Ladora, OC, we were all, you know, liaisons at one point. And we're all here together, coming back as consultants. There's been plenty of times I reached out to Ladora and said, hey, I'm trying to get on with GE. Can you give her a referral? Hey, she's always done it, always been beneficial to help me out. And when we talk about competing, you know, that's what I've been talking to the students about, competing. You know, you need to surround yourself with people that have that same drive, because they're going to motivate you. You know, when we talk about getting my MBA, I got my MBA because I know people that got theirs. I didn't want to be the only one in the group without my MBA. And if they go get their PhD, I'll be looking at a PhD program. You know, so you never want to be the smartest person in your group, but really identify who you want to begin to surround yourself with. Because you all have taken advantage of an opportunity that's in front of you. And I'm sure that the consultants that can vouch that we went to classes and people were like, and students were like, I didn't know anything about the Office of Career Services, or I didn't know anything about YMTF. And I asked one student, I said, well, do you want to have a job when you graduate? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, do you want internships? She was like, yeah, of course. And I was like, if these are things that you want, why have you gone out to try to find out what resource can help you do that?
Good question.
Because when you get into the real world, your manager might not always give you all the keys you need to do a project. You know, that customer that you're dealing with might not tell you exactly what they need from you. But if you dig and dig and dig and drive and do the extra effort that puts you better aligned to be successful, that's going to differentiate you from a lot of people. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of questions of like, well, how did they do this? Well, when did they have time to do this? Because you're constantly working. You're constantly driving. The unique things about social media is that they only show you the finished picture. They don't ever show you when I put my picture up about my MBA. A lot of people didn't even know I was doing my MBA. Because they're like, how are you doing your MBA if you're working, you had 2 kids? It's because I wanted to do it. Like my whole situation, like when people ask me, well, how did you do this? Because I didn't have a choice. And when you get to that point in your life where you're like, I'm going to be successful no matter what. Because there's always going to be challenges and obstacles and things that come across. If you ask any of the consultants their path to success, we all have different directions. But at the end of the day, we had an end goal. And if you have that end goal, no matter what, you're going to keep driving towards that direction. So I just want to congratulate the students for going above and beyond your expectations. I want to thank the consultants for understanding how important it is not just for us to give back, but how important it is for us to go back and share information to these students and help them have a better direction and hopefully help them avoid a mistake that we may have made. Thank you.
I'm Billy Hill and I am the sister of Bobby. Now I want to just say a couple of things.
I think Mr. Trice and someone else talked about asking folk who were not alums to participate. Well, I represent that group. I'm not a graduate of UAPB, but I am a supporter. There are 3 things that the word tells us to contribute: our time, talent, and treasures. I don't have a lot of treasures, but I do have time. And it's so important that we invest in our young people. I have 2 adult sons, and I have 2 grandsons, 6 and 8. And I think it is so important that we start at that level of encouraging our kids to look forward to being educated. My 9-year-old right now knows, he thinks he knows, he's going to the University of Texas. He's going to be a double E major like his dad, and he's going to play football or basketball. He may not reach that goal. He may not go to UT, but it's here already. So I will continue to participate. I encourage you to go back and ask your friends who are in corporate business to come and do this. Shirley, I know it started 45 years ago, but I've heard that it has continued to grow since you've been in the leadership role, and I commend you and your staff. So thank you for coming and devoting your time, your talents, and your treasures.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Excel Lafayette, president of Lafayette Enterprises, formerly executive with Walmart Stores, Inc., director of supplier development, or supplier administration. I'm standing here on behalf of Ms. Sweat. She had some business she had to attend to, so I'm here. She asked me to do the closing remarks. So I'd like to, first of all, thank the Office of Career Services for putting on this great event. Thank the consultants for being here, taking their time to pour into the students, but we are pouring into each other, because I think we all listen and we get motivated when we go back to our workplaces or businesses or wherever it is that we go to. We take this information as well. So again, you don't stop growing until you die. So you're always in a learning mode no matter what. So we want to thank the students for coming out, having the energy and the motivation to want to go to that next level. So I want to, as everybody said, encourage your other friends and to come out and get involved. I mean, this place should be pouring. Again, we should be in an auditorium, in a hyper building or something, because this is an important project. But I'd like to, again, stand in behalf of Ms. Sweat, Bobby Sweat, Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, as well as all the other sponsors. Let's take a moment to thank them for pouring into this event. Lastly, these last 3 days have been great. I mean, they've been motivating for me. It's been really encouraging. I think when I was with Walmart, I came probably 6 or 8 years straight. Then I skipped about 2 or 3 years. Last year was my first year back, and this is my second year back. But it's really interesting to see some of the students, all these guys and ladies that I saw when they were freshmen, and see how they've grown and they've matured, and they got major roles in their companies. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's not about us. It's about us pouring into you, so that when you go out, you'll pour into somebody else. And it's a trickle-down effect kind of thing, because people poured into us. The accessibility and the opportunities that you have now is way more than what I had and what folks that are maybe a little bit older than I am that we had. There's only 2 or 3 majors that we could go into if we went to college. Now it's you creating roles and industries and stuff like that. So we want to commend you guys for doing that. And we just want to thank God for the opportunity to be able to be here and to do that. This should be done all across the country. Now, mind you, I feel like I went to UAPB, but I went to Langston University over in Oklahoma. And I've been encouraging them to start a program similar to this. We were supposed to have the career services person come over here and do a benchmark, as I talked to. They did?
Yeah, they came.
Oh, they didn't tell me?
Yeah, they came.
Okay. Well, anyway, something is happening. You know, I encourage them to do a benchmark program of what you guys, this is a successful program. And other colleges should be doing the same thing, because there's other students in other locations all across this country should be getting the same kind of development that you guys are getting, or that we're giving each other. Again, as we're giving each other, because I'm encouraged about the presentation. I learned a lot about that presentation yesterday. I want that PowerPoint presentation, because when I go out and speak to different people, different audiences and stuff like that, we can talk about, you know, how the different generations, because at one point when I was at Walmart, I had 3 generations of people. I had people twice my age, and I was their supervisor, and I had people younger than I was, and I was still bringing them in. So I was in the middle. You know, I had people my grandparents' age that was reporting to me, and I had to handle them delicately. But I also had these kids coming out of high school and college, or some of them didn't even have college, or what, they just came off the street and they got a job. I had to handle them. So as a manager or director, you have to have all these skills to function with these cross-sectional generations. So I think that presentation yesterday what helped me, but also it just reiterated what this life is going to be about. And so we appreciate you guys for sharing that, and we're always in a continuing learning mode. Again, this has been a great experience for us all. I think we all get energized when we come, and I just want to thank you all. And let's continue, not let these 3 days be just 3 days that we had a chance to dress up and fellowship.
Right.
Take this until next week, next month, next year, and next year we should have these walls should be busted out. And we want to encourage students and consultants to invite other people to come out, because we know their schedule. We know their schedule. Well, I'm not going to do it. I got something else to do. We've all said that, but we have to. It's a mission. It's important, because when I look at these, I'll say young folks, when I look at your eyes, you know, and I'll say I didn't have people come back to my school and pour into me like that. I had to kind of figure it out. But when you got people that's going to help you and guide you and network you, give you your card and give you their cell phone number and LinkedIn, we hooked up on LinkedIn yesterday and different things like that, that was a connection. We all connected. We do know that, right? We are all connected. So lastly, in closing remarks, let's support the program however way we can. We want to thank the leadership of Office of Career Services. Continue to invite your friends to participate, and consultants continue to have other graduates and friends to participate. And even if we're not a graduate of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, we need to get involved as well. And I thank you, Ms. Cherry.
Thank you. But I just want to pause a moment and thank all of the consultants. You all know that and I also want to recognize the Career Services staff, because thank you so much. Because I'm going to tell you, they deserve every applause that you can give to them, because there is no way that Shirley Cherry could do this. And I don't stand here as if that I am doing it. The skills and the talent that I have on that staff is just amazing. And maybe I don't say it as much as I should, how much I appreciate what they do. You can tell by the students' response to them and how much they put into the students. I do remind them all the time, you look at this student as if it's your son or your daughter. And what would you want someone to tell your son or your daughter? You would want them to give them the right information. And that's what we always have to keep in mind. If that was my son, if that was my daughter, what would I want told to them? So that's what we try to model in the Office of Career Services. Sometimes they don't like it, but that's okay. It's all done out of love, because I'm only here because it is a passion for me. And I don't know when that passion gonna cut off. And it says time for you to go. everybody that has retired. And I kind of did this YMTF with that in mind. 45 years, and I wanted to do something extra because I don't know that I'll be here the 46th celebration of YMTF. I could or could not, because whenever that spirit tells me it's time to go, I don't care if it's on at 5 o'clock on Thursday, I'll call them Friday and say I'm not coming back. But that's just the way it is. So again, students, we appreciate you for your commitment, because when I met with you, I kept repeating to you, this is a commitment. And it's important that our students understand commitment. So everything has been great. We always look for ways to take YMTF to the next level. And I want to also recognize, before I stop, the committee that actually helped put this together. With the committee, please stand, because you all know them. Committee, YMTF committee. This is not all of the committee. Some have left. Kevin Blakely, this is first year missing, and he took a leadership role in making sure that all of the teams were trained. And I just thank Felisa, Dr. Ruth, and Kamisha Freeman. They stepped up to the plate, and that's what it's all about. When one is gone, the other ones step up. They stepped up to the plate to make sure that all the teams and everything was together, that, you know, properly trained, ready to go into the classroom. So I appreciate all of that. This has been one great YMTF, and it gets better and better and better. And won't he do it? I love that expression. So again, if I missed anybody, count it to my head and not to my heart, because, and all of the team leads, well, all the team leads, please stand. I do need to recognize you. We started planning this program for people to know in June. You know, we start in June deciding what we're going to do at our planning meeting. And all of these, the committee members, we do it by conference call. And we start planning and planning and planning, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work goes into YMTF. A lot of work. I'm going to say it again, a lot of work. We're consumed with YMTF. For the last few days in the office, we couldn't get anything else done because we've been consumed with YMTF. And you help us, students and consultants, you help make our job easier by, you know, responding and replying to what we ask you to do. We don't have this program. These students know we have mandatory meetings because we're trying to train them. They have to come to the meetings and get the information on what's required of them. They come to the first meeting, they don't come to the second meeting. We just put a line through their name and move on to the next. So, and trying to explain to the students, we are not touching enough students. I agree with that. And we try to pass it around each year to different students. But what happens, those students that are new to it, they come to the meeting and then maybe they decide this is not for me. Then we have our backup students who are the ones that have participated before, and we're down to the why, so we know that they are dependable. So we go back and we pull students that have already participated in the program. I don't know another way to do it. I thought about it because the ones that have participated, they get upset if they can't participate again. And then the ones that are new, they want to participate. So I had told the staff, I said, we got to figure out something. How are we going to do this so we can open up new opportunities and then still allow some of those that have already participated to be a part of the program, because once they come, they want to do it. They just want to keep doing it. And I just don't know the answer to that, you know, because you want to expose as many students as you can to get this opportunity. They can hear you in the classroom, but it's different when you're a part of the program. So that's where we are, and that's what we do. But thank you, thank you, thank you.
I know that Ms. Cherry has said that she could not do this program by herself, and that is absolutely true. but I think it is befitting for us to stand and give Ms. Cherry a rousing round of applause for her leadership.